What up, squad? Y'all know the routine. About to set up the live on the IG and be right into it. You dig what I'm saying? So, as I said, we right into it. Live, direct. Let's get the motherfucking show started. Y'all know what we here for. You feel what I'm saying? And let's get it. Yeah, man. Mizzy World Entertainment. Mad Mizzy Sports. Good morning, squad. Mizzy World Entertainment is back to present another episode of Mad Mizzy Sports, or not Mad Mizzy Sports, but Sunday with Mizzy. And this is just another sports show, another adoration of my sports show. You dig what I'm saying? And we starting off this Sunday with Mizzy. Hold on, let me go grab the secondary phone because I don't want to be missing out on stuff. Got to keep y'all updated with the game that's going on right now. Steelers up 14-3 on the Minnesota Vikings. Good thing I stayed away from that bet. You feel what I'm saying? Because it seemed like everybody just was seeming like the Vikings was guaranteed a victory against the Steelers because they beat on Jake Browning and the Cincinnati Bengals last week when it was really just a defensive matchup, a defensive showing. It wasn't like Carson Wentz went out there and did something crazy. They defense was balling. Bull had two defensive touchdowns, one interception return, one fumble recovery. So wasn't nothing special. But let's get into it. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm starting off Sunday with Mizzy with my primetime reaction from Monday Night Football since I didn't come back to y'all and really break down what I saw from the Lions dominating the Ravens 38-30 in Baltimore. But it was a domination. Nothing more, nothing less. Lions came in there, ran the ball down the Baltimore Ravens throat with which the Baltimore Ravens tend to do to other teams. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, like last year they ran the ball down the Buffalo Bills throat. 2 years ago they ran the ball down the Lions throat. Last year, I mean, just any team that they run into that's in the NFC, they was dominating. And now, ever since the Eagles beat them last year, this is two games in a row against the NFC that the Baltimore Ravens have lost in dominating fashion and getting out physical. You feel what I'm saying? It's not even about, oh, Lamar Jackson out there turning the ball over, he missing passes, this, that, the third. It's like, no, the Baltimore Ravens defense don't look like the Baltimore Ravens. What's the one play we remember from that Eagles Ravens game last year? That's Cooper DeJean scooping and slamming Derrick Henry on a swing pass. You feel what I'm saying? What's the one play that we remember from Monday Night Football? It's probably David Montgomery breaking for what? 60 plus yards, scooping on them dudes. Get off me. You feel what I'm saying? Or his last touchdown run where Jared Goff telling him to go down. Nah, I'm scoring this. He said he must not know who I am. You feel what I'm saying? So for me, am I concerned about my Baltimore Ravens, knowing that I'm rooting for the Baltimore Ravens to come out the AFC? Hell no, man. See, that's the thing. Y'all new to this, bro. You feel what I'm saying? So y'all listen to these haters that already have a narrative set. You feel what I'm saying? At the end of the day, y'all probably don't know this because people don't mention it often. But Peyton Manning's first Super Bowl, that defense was horrendous coming down the stretch. You feel what I'm saying? Maurice Jones-Drew and Fred Taylor was dog walking them. I'm talking about 200 plus yards on the ground. Get on me. You feel what I'm saying? So when they came into the playoffs, that 2006 playoffs, nobody had expectations that the Colts was going to win the Super Bowl. You feel what I'm saying? Especially because they didn't look like the previous dominant teams from the years past. They didn't have Edgerrin James no more. The defense was falling off. It was like, damn, they damn sure ain't winning it this year if they ain't winning when they had Edgerrin James and the defense looked stout coming into the playoffs. But if a switch flip, you feel what I'm saying? Like once you get to that point where it's win the game, don't worry about how the results look. Win the game. Put more points on the board than the other team. You feel what I'm saying? And I think a lot of these early losses from the Baltimore Ravens is going to get that in their head. For one, you got to keep your throat on their neck. You got to get the physicality back, and then just win. You feel what I'm saying? When y'all got those opportunities, win, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like y'all know y'all best player right now. Everybody wanted to talk about Derrick Henry and this, that, and the third. We know why Lamar Jackson is the MVP. We know why Derrick Henry has never won an MVP. You get what I'm saying? As great as Derrick Henry is, and I love Derrick Henry, you down in the red zone, put the ball in the MVP hands. You get what I'm saying? That's what the Ravens are learning right now. The ball should still be in the MVP's hands. They got to get that physicality back. And when they got a team down, put your throat on their neck. That's all. Learn those learning lessons. It's a long season. It's still September. It's still warm outside. No, I ain't concerned, bro. You know what I'm saying? We on the East Coast. We don't worry about none of this shit until it start getting it. Till you at least put a hoodie on, bro. Till you at least put some thermals on, bro. Till you at least put some long johns on, bro. That's when we start really, you know what I'm saying, not caring, but you know what I'm saying, putting a lot more stake into the results of the games. You get what I'm saying? Not when it's still nice outside. Not when the Miami Dolphins are still out here, you know what I'm saying, bopping all over the place. You feel what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I'm not concerned at all about my Baltimore Ravens, but I will say the Detroit Lions, they ain't go nowhere. They ain't go nowhere. They came out sluggish. They didn't know what to expect from the Green Bay Packers. And maybe it was just, you know what I'm saying, though we know how opening week is. Some teams, I mean, they might just slip up. They don't come out as sharp. You feel what I'm saying? And that's all it was from the Detroit Lions. They wasn't as sharp. Then they heard all that negative talk and they said, oh, we about to smack folks. We about to smack folks and let them know that we still them physical Lions, them new age physical Lions. You feel what I'm saying? So shout out to Detroit. That was an impressive victory. And I'm not concerned about my Baltimore Ravens at all, man. They're gonna be all right. Best believe that. And I ain't hiding nowhere. I'll be coming back. I'll be here. I'll be here for all the smoke. All of it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what it is. Let's get over to the college game, though, man. Or no, not the college game, not yet, Mizzy. You moving a little too fast. Let's get into the Seahawks pulling out a win versus the Cardinals, the Thursday night football primetime game, which bumped my record back up to 6-2. My only two losses in primetime against the spread is me taking the Ravens, man. And they should have did it both times. I don't give a fuck what you said. You feel what I'm saying? They didn't. They was inside the five and then score against the Detroit Lions. Had that fumble by Derrick Henry on the Detroit Lions. They could have easily won that game by 7. Well, not easily, but they could have won that game by 7 with the Detroit Lions, and they should have easily covered the spread against the Buffalo Bills. You get what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. I wanted to go with the Arizona Cardinals so bad because if anybody knows me knows I really like Kyler Murray, like to the point where I was winning Madden tournaments with the Arizona Cardinals when they had motherfucking DeAndre Hopkins. I'm running 6 plays the whole game. It's just because Kyler Murray's so accurate and so fast. It's like you can't. I'm gonna put you in a predicament all game, and then I'm gonna run the ball down your throat. But that's neither here nor there. I really do like the Cardinals. I love Kyler Murray. I love his resume from high school to college, and now even in the NFL. He is a 2-time Pro Bowler. You feel what I'm saying? Did lead the Cardinals to the playoffs one year, and he's only about 5'8", 5'9". He like my size. Like I remember they used to show the jersey swaps. His jersey used to be little as shit compared to every other NFL player. You feel what I'm saying? So I like Kyler, but with that being said, when I watch, with me knowing I like people, I know what their weaknesses is. I know how they're going to come. You feel what I'm saying? I was wrong about Lamar dominating the Lions, but more often than not, I'm gonna be right about Lamar Jackson dominating the NFC team. You feel what I'm saying? And what I knew was Kyler Murray was going to come out there. He was going to make some plays on Thursday night, but he was also going to get the ball away. And I didn't predict that Marvin Harrison was going to drop a fucking pass and basically hand it to the fucking defender. But you add that in, now you got 2 interceptions. You feel what I'm saying? So I thought the Seattle Seahawks were the better team. I saw multiple avenues for the Seattle Seahawks to win. You could have Sam Darnold snap out. You could have Kenneth Walker the third snap out. You could have the defense create a bunch of turnovers. It was like a bunch of different avenues. I saw the Seattle Seahawks beating the Arizona Cardinals. I only saw one way the Arizona Cardinals could really beat the Seattle Seahawks, and that was if the defense had an amazing game and Kyler Murray didn't turn the ball over, which didn't happen on either side of the ball. You get what I'm saying? So as much as I love certain players, this is why when it comes to Lamar, my faith is like unwavered because I know he's that cut from Peyton. Man, he's going to get there. He's going to win the Super Bowl, and then y'all going to move the goalposts again like y'all do with Jalen Hurts. Oh, well, he didn't throw the ball 30 times a game. What? What? That's besides the point. Shout out to Jalen Hurts, man, because Bull was amazing. But yeah, I knew it was coming, and it was all because I know my teams. I know my teams just like I had Arizona damn near pulling the upset against my Niners. You know what I'm saying? And I knew that it was going to be the turnovers that made the difference between the Seahawks and the Cardinals because you got two quarterbacks that are up and down. But I also feel like when it comes to Seattle, they're going to dial Sam Darnold back a lot more because they have the different avenues of winning. For the Cardinals, they got to have Kyler Murray be an elite quarterback, a top 10 quarterback for them to win. That's as simple as it gets. And you can only be a top 10 quarterback with the ball in your hands, not handing the ball off. And you lost James Conner. It's a lot, man. It's a lot to deal with. You feel what I'm saying? But I like the youth of the Cardinals. But it seemed like they just might be in a tough division and always catching a bad break as far as like injuries and all that go. And Marv, holla at your pop on route running, bro. Because you big as shit, but you can't run a route to save your fucking life, my boy. That's why Will Johnson had no problem shutting him down. He like, this what y'all got me going up against? He can't even beat bump and run, which is my strength. And he don't run routes. So I'm going to be able to run with him. Yeah, man. Like, Marv, you got to get better. And he's an elite talent, great talent. But you got to holler at your pop with your footwork, bro. That's how your dad got open. It wasn't just because he was small. It was the shiftiness with it. You know what I mean? You got to get out them breaks, bro. You got to create some separation. Even his touchdown, you had them off ball because you couldn't lose them. You know what I'm saying? So Marv we gotta put a bigger spotlight on Marvin Harrison, especially you went ahead of Malik Neighbors, bro. If we're gonna do that for the quarterbacks, we got to do that for every position. You went ahead of Malik Neighbors, bro. You know what I'm saying? So this ain't like, oh, it's just almost like when the Eagles, who the fuck did they pick ahead of Justin Jefferson? Was it Jalen Rager? Somebody. But yeah, man, don't have it be that, Marv, because you ain't Jalen Rager. And everybody thought you should have went ahead of Malik Neighbors. You get what I'm saying? So don't make the Cardinals seem like, you know what I'm saying, they was in the wrong because you don't want to live up to the hype. You feel what I'm saying? Get it together. Get it together, Marv. You know what I'm saying? Let's get over to college, though. As I said before, we had two top 5 teams fall in college football yesterday, man. Huge slate of games. But we had also some big teams that were off. Miami was off. Oklahoma was off. 2 top 10 teams. Michigan was off. Top 20 team. Who else? There was a lot of teams that was idle yesterday. You feel what I'm saying? For it to be such a good slate of games. You get me? But let's start off with the first one. We had what's his name? Nussmeier? Going 197, 1 touchdown, 1 interception against who did LSU lose to? LSU losing to who was that? Ole Miss. You feel what I'm saying? And I mean, I get it, but I feel like Ole Miss was supposed to have been a good team since fucking Eli was there, bro. And they still ain't sniffed a national championship. So for me, I'm just going to keep the focus on what I've started it off with in college football. And y'all was so excited that Arch Manning was struggling, but every top quarterback that was supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, leading the Heisman race this year has not been good. Not just Arch Manning, Cade Klubnik stinking it the fuck up. Nussmeier stinking it up. You know what I'm saying? First L. You feel me? So, and then those dudes are veterans. This is Arch Manning's first year as a starter. You know what I'm saying? And with the top 5 teams falling this week, they'll be right there sniffing the top 5. They'll make the playoffs this year. Arch is going to get it together. As long as he hit the easy passes and get rid of that funky ass sidearm, holla at Peyton. The same thing with motherfucking Marv. If you don't holla at your unc, you know what I'm saying? If you don't holler at Peyton to get a structured, you know what I'm saying, throwing motion down, I don't know what you're doing, bro. You wasted your resources. You wasted your resources, bro. So I got full faith in Arch. Let's get back to LSU. They can't run the ball. And that's the same thing I see with Texas is that they can't establish the run. When you can't establish the run, which means you can't really feed into that play action, and the play action is what really creates chunk plays. You get what I'm saying? Well, outside of if you can run the ball, you're going to be getting chunk plays in the run game. But as far as the passing game, those play action passes is what creates the easy chunk plays where it's like, damn, how bull wide open. Well, you had the fucking linebacker eyes in the backfield. He jumped up and then you had main man go right behind him. Wide open window. You feel what I'm saying? So when you can't run the ball, you can't open up those passing lanes as easily. And then you giving a green light to those pass rushers to pin those ears back and get after the quarterback. We having a team meeting at the quarterback on three. Let's go. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm not saying Nussmeier won't turn it around or he won't be this player that everybody expected him to be, but what it shows to me is that we expected way too much out of Arch. Almost like the same thing with Lamar. I feel like dudes like if Lamar isn't just perfect, then y'all going to nitpick at what shortcomings there were. When at the end of the day, everybody is going to have shortcomings in the game, or else why are you losing? You get what I'm saying? So, like, when you see other quarterbacks struggling that had way more experience, maybe we need to just think maybe the defenses are catching up. You get what I'm saying? Now, Arch, like I said, Arch was missing some passes throughout those first 4 or 5 weeks. Don't get me wrong, but it was also like the defenses was doing stuff. The defenses was definitely getting there. He wasn't just having clean pockets. That first pass against Ohio State, that shit was clean. I was like, yeah, bro, you got to hit that one. But I think that was more so nerves. You know what I'm saying? You're like, damn. You know what I'm saying? It's the shoe. He wide open. Let me man threw that shit 10 yards short to the ground. You feel what I'm saying? So for me, like I said, Nussmeier, as long as they get that run game going, they'll be all right. But it's just an indication that just because the experts say that they supposed to be this, that, and the third, don't mean that the opposing defenses that they facing are co-signing to those praises. You feel them or expectations. They got a job or expectation to go out there and stop these dudes. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not surprised at all. I just want people to have that same energy that they had for Arch Manning for these other veteran quarterbacks that had just as big as names. Just because his name, like we can't do that. You get what I'm saying? Like we can't do that. Just because of the name, you want to give them the praise and or not the praise, but you just can't wait to knock them. You get what I'm saying? When at the end of the day, it wasn't like Arch came in ahead of Quinn Ewers last year. He didn't. He sat when everybody thought he should have came in and relieved Quinn Ewers. So give the man some time. You feel what I'm saying? Just like I mean, I don't know what's going on in Clemson with Cade Klubnik, but just like with Garrett Nussmeier, the kid at South Carolina that they was talking about, because now what they saying the boy at Oregon's supposed to be the number one quarterback in the draft, or Drew Aller. After seeing yesterday's game where Drew Aller just threw the interception to seal a game away with ease, I don't think you want that as a top quarterback. And then I look at the history of Penn State. They've never had a great quarterback. So yeah, man. Let's get over to the other game where Georgia keeps the losing streak against Bama going, or Bama keeps the winning streak against Georgia going. Whichever way you want to fucking look at it, man, I am utterly shocked. And it's crazy to look at week one, Florida State upsets Bama. You feel what I'm saying? We thinking, damn, what's wrong with Bama? Is FSU back? And then you think about it, week five, FSU is getting upset by Virginia, and Bama is bouncing back with a win against Georgia. What a college football season so far, and Bama is finally turning that tide. No pun intended. You feel what I'm saying? I'm just super impressed with the way Ty Simpson has turned it around, bro, because he sat back there. He sat behind, I believe, Tua. No, he sat behind Bryce Young and Jalen Milroe. You feel what I'm saying? He was a top prospect coming out of college, just like the Bulls saying that left once Saban left. The quarterback for Ohio State. They were top prospects coming out of high school, and now he's getting his opportunity. He went up. He had to go to Florida State and Doak Campbell Stadium in his first matchup. Didn't look like he was rattled, but it was also like, I mean, this is first matchup in college football, and you going up against a hungry, talented Florida State team, and it showed its head, but he's bouncing back 24 for 38, 276 yards, two touchdowns, no interceptions, 90 QBR. Shout out to Ty Simpson, man. And I just love when dudes answer the call because they said after they lost to Florida State, um, Bama came back and was like, "Listen, it's a quarterback competition now, bro. There's no guarantee you to start the next week." And he's been absolutely lighting it up ever since then. Shout out to Ty Simpson. Shout out to Bama, and shout out to college football in general, man. Like Ohio State being number one, Penn State just fell, but they was number three, man. Uh, the top teams is back where they supposed to be. FSU was just number eight, even though they just lost. Michigan going to jump up there. Texas going to get back up there, man. Oregon going to climb a little bit further. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm loving the landscape of college football right now and the upsets that's going on. You feel what I'm saying? Notre Dame, they was super like, and I don't like Notre Dame at all. I'm a Michigan fan. Y'all know that's our rival, and we beat the shit out of them every time we see them. But I love those gold helmets, and they was super exciting yesterday. Like number four for Notre Dame, that running back, whoever the fuck get him, Bull is nice, bro. He run the ball stupid. He catch the ball with ease. He remind me of Jahmyr Gibbs, bro. He remind me of Jahmyr Gibbs. Like if whoever get him, you better utilize that Swiss Army knife. You better utilize that man, bro. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Notre Dame for, you know what I'm saying? They got two losses, but it's the two top teams in the country, and it's by 4 points. You feel what I'm saying? So even Notre Dame still being there, man. I love the landscape of college right now. You had Michigan grab the number one overall recruit in the country last year. Notre Dame having high recruiting classes. We know what OSU is doing. Bama not falling off too far. Georgia still right there. Oregon, Penn State. Man, it's a beautiful, beautiful landscape in college football right now. Had an upset victory from Colorado yesterday, or did we not? I don't know. I ain't finished that game. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. Let me double check. Let me double check. No, BYU came back. My fault. My fault. I thought Prime got him right. You know what I mean? But even still, BYU, Brigham Young. You know what I'm saying? Steve Young, that's his alma mater. Listen, I'm a football historian. You tune into me, you're gonna learn some shit. You dig what I'm saying? But let's move on. Like I said, Bama continues that winning streak against Georgia. Let's get into the entree. What everybody's here for, man. NFL Sunday football on the slate. You dig what I'm saying? And we started off with my Niners, man. You know, I feel like we got the smallest game out of all the games of the teams that I keep up with in the NFL. We got the Jaguars traveling into Santa Clara, into not Candlestick, but Levi Stadium to face my San Francisco 49ers. My Niners getting 3.5 points. I'm going back and forth on this just because I don't see Mac Jones going 3-0, bro, as a starter. So I'm gonna go with the Jags, especially to cover 3.5. Like they've been a good team. They should be 3-0 right now. And I think they're gonna come in there and surprise my San Francisco 49ers with their physicality. They've been a good running team so far this year. They might open up the passing game. And I think that eventually Trevor Lawrence has got to lean into Travis Hunter or Brian Thomas. I know the other bull, number 11, he don't drop no passes, but the bull Parker, he ain't Brian Thomas and he ain't motherfucking he ain't 12. You know what I'm saying? He ain't 12. So lean into Travis Hunter or Brian Thomas, bro. And once he get one of those connections really popping, that's when that offense is really going to explode because I think they real close to having an explosive offense and their defense is real solid. So I'm gonna go with the Jags over my Niners. This is second week in a row. Yeah, second week in a row. I'm just going with the starter over the backup. The highly regarded, highly touted prospect starter over the backup. That's on his third team. You feel what I'm saying? I'm going with Trevor Lawrence over Mac Jones, in my opinion. I don't think Mac Jones will go 3-0 as a starter. Should have lost last week, and I think he'll lose this week. So I'm gonna go with the Jaguars over my Niners in Levi Stadium. You dig what I'm saying? watch out for watch out for ETN. Watch out for ETN. Yeah, man. Because I feel like before James Conner got hurt last week, he was doing some stuff against the Niners, and Travis Etienne can be used in the pass game. He's having a good run season so far. Watch out for Travis Etienne in that game. Let's get over to what I believe will be the second biggest game of the day. I know it's America's game of the week, but I think it's the second biggest game of the day today because both of these teams are 1-2. I know they got bigger fan or yeah, I'm gonna say bigger followings and bigger and more non-fans that root for them. Like I'm not a Ravens fan, but I root for the Ravens because I just love Lamar Jackson, and I think it's a lot of people that probably root that don't like the Chiefs, but they probably love Travis Kelsey or love Andy Reid or love Patrick Mahomes and want to see them be successful. So I think they bring the fans out, they bring the views, they bring the eyes out. You feel what I'm saying? So what am I expecting from this? I'm expecting a dominant effort from my motherfucking Baltimore Ravens, bro. We ain't playing no games, bro. We ain't playing no games, man. What I'm expecting is the Ravens to go out there and keep that offense flowing the way it's been flowing this entire season, putting up at least 30 points today. I'm going to say a low of 27, 28 points. And I don't see the Kansas City Chiefs. They ain't got Sonic and Knuckles out there. They ain't got a person that's playing like Jared Goff is right now. And they damn sure ain't got the weapons of Jameson Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Sam Laporta. You feel what I'm saying? What they gonna do is they not even gonna put Kyle Hamilton on Travis Kelsey because that's too easy. We're gonna put Roquan on him because he done lost a step or two. You feel what I'm saying? And if all he gonna do is get open in 5 yards, we can have Roquan right there to make the tackle. You feel what I'm saying? And then, okay, you might have Xavier back. Y'all better not run none of them end around. Y'all better not run. Y'all better not run him. Y'all better not run him because we killing him. We coming downhill this week, smacking shit. You feel what I'm saying? And then Derrick Henry. Right up their gut. Right up there. What? Okay, y'all, the Chargers, they ain't get their run game going yet. Y'all sat on the Philadelphia Eagles, made sure they didn't get the run game going. And then last week, we know the New York Giants ain't got no run game at all. But against the Baltimore Ravens, against Lamar Jackson, against Derrick Henry, they about to catch hell. You feel me? They about to catch hell and give me Lamar Jackson for at least two passing tutties today. You feel dominant message effort from the Baltimore Ravens to not only the Kansas City Chiefs, but the rest of the NFL that as long as that defense don't implode, y'all not gonna stop that offense. There's no way. Only way to stop that offense is turnovers. Only way. You're not gonna stop them play in and play out. You're not gonna do it. You feel me? So dominant effort. And the Baltimore Ravens, the better team, will show it. I think they've been watching these teams. I think last year them playing the Kansas City Chiefs week one hurt them because yeah, they was there, yeah, they was right there, but they still had that Kansas City Chiefs aura hanging over them. They needed to see them lose a couple times. They needed to see a couple close games. They needed to see them need a blocked field goal to beat the Denver Broncos to say they not fucking with us, bro. Because they not. You know what I mean? And the Baltimore Ravens will show it. I don't care about none of that 1-5 shit. That you know what that tell me? That tell me is just like the Patriots and the Colts back in the day. You know what I'm saying? None of that matters because at the end of the day, the Colts beat the Patriots more times in the playoffs than the Patriots beat the Colts, including a historical AFC Championship comeback by the Indianapolis Colts on the New England Patriots. So all that 1-5 in the regular season shit, I don't care about that because most of those games was when Patrick Mahomes had Travis Kelsey and Nicole Hardman and Tyreek Hill. You feel what I'm saying? Travis Kelsey in his prime. I remember those games. I'm like, listen, that Kansas City Chiefs offense is gonna be hard to stop. And Lamar Jackson throwing the ball to fucking Sammy Watkins and handing the ball off to Mark Ingram. Yeah, it's gonna be hard, bro. But now moving forward, when it's even grounds or Lamar might have the better weapons, oh yeah, the Dubs and the Ravens' favor will start to rack up. Somebody better check on Nick right after this game. Because it's about to be in Kansas City. In Kansas City. In Kansas City. I promise that. I promise that shit, bro. I promise that. Yeah, man. But let's get over to me, which is the biggest game of the week because it's two undefeated teams in a tougher conference right now. The NFC is the tougher conference than the AFC right now, as far as when you look at it from top to bottom. You got the best team in the NFL, the Philadelphia Eagles. You got the top contender in the NFL, the Green Bay Packers. You got the top contender to the top contender in the NFL, the Detroit Lions over there. We can't forget about the Washington Commanders. We can't forget about a lot of teams in the NFC. Can't forget about the Rams. Can't forget about the Niners. I mean, the Seahawks still 3-1 right now. The NFC is stacked like some pancakes right now. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm looking at this Eagles at Bucks game with two teams that you looking at. Both teams could be like, damn, we could be 1-2, 0-3 right now, but they're both clutch teams that make plays happen in the most critical situation. So this is going to be a very, very intriguing matchup. You got the Eagles favored by 3.5 points, so you getting the Bucks plus 3.5 at home. That is a lot, though. That is a lot, especially when you think about the win streak that the Philadelphia Eagles have been on. They're on what, an 18, 19 game win streak. Eventually, they gonna lose. You feel what I'm saying? So it's hard, man. Right now, I want to go with the Eagles. They lost last 3 games to the Tampa Bay Bucks. This shit with the Bucks and the Eagles, this ain't no recent shit either. This should go back to my childhood. This should go back to Donovan McNabb, Brad Johnson, Brian Westbrook, and Ronnie Barber and all them dudes, bro. You feel what I'm saying? So John Lynch and them. This should go back, man. And the Eagles always somehow lose. So I'm gonna go with history, man. Y'all know it's Philadelphia Eagles. I went with y'all last week, but I said take the Rams to cover, which they damn near did, but Eagles won and covered on some fucking wild shit. You know what I mean? But I went with y'all to win outright last week. But this is a tough one. I want to go with y'all so bad, man. I probably should have broke this shit down before I came to y'all because I'm really flip-flopping in my head right now. It's like Bucky Irvin. Is Saquon going to break out this week? Then you got Mike Evans that's out. So will they really truly be able to take advantage of that poor secondary or poor other side of the secondary on the other side of Kenyon Mitchell? I'm gonna go with the Philadelphia Eagles. I was about to go with the Bucks, but I'm gonna go with the Eagles. They're gonna break this losing streak that they got to the Tampa Bay Bucks. And I just think that they got more talent, and I think they're gonna keep the offense open against Tampa Bay and Florida. So give me the Philadelphia Eagles outright. I'm staying away from this spread, bro. 3.5 at home, and then knowing how Baker Mayfield is, the plays that he makes, I can't go with the points. And plus, this is such a close game. I'm pretty sure the money line isn't too drastic from the spread line. So I'm going with the money line. I'm going with the Eagles on the money line on that one. I'm staying away from that spread, bro. You feel me? Keep that spread the fuck away from me. I'm going with the Eagles on the money line, and I think Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith will have a big game. I think that the Bucks will make sure that AJ Brown won't be able to make it easy out there for Jalen Hurts with a bunch of those comebacks and just deep routes, one-on-ones. So I think that'll leave one-on-one matchups for Devontae Smith, the former Heisman Trophy winner, the last wide receiver Heisman Trophy winner that we've had, and it's been a dominant number 2 wide receiver in the NFL, and I think he'll have another dominant game today. So give me the Philadelphia Eagles. Keep that motherfucking spread away from me. You feel what I'm saying? But let's get into my one guarantee, my one upset for the week. I'm 3-1 on the season. Perfect last week. Chargers covered the spread, and the Panthers won outright. Y'all gonna give the Panthers 5 points against the Falcons? Like the Falcons dominant like that? I don't even know how the Panthers again getting 5 points again against the Patriots. They just giving money away. But I'm gonna stay away from that Panthers one. But if you must, take that Panthers one. 5 points. Drake May versus Bryce Young. Who they got at running back? They always turning the ball over. You feel what I'm saying? Take the Panthers on the points in that game, bro. You know what I mean? But my one guarantee is the Ravens beating the brakes off the Chiefs. Beating the brakes off the Chiefs. Take the Ravens today. They gonna smoke the Chiefs like a backwood in Kansas City. I promise you that. I promise you that. Upset. I told you I'm gonna stay away from the one game that I'm just like I feel like I can lean in on the Panthers versus a bunch of mediocre teams all year. Like I'm not going like 5.5 points for the Patriots over the Panthers. Why? They both 1-2 because they at home. Who hurt on the Panthers that I got to be worried about? Bryce Young hurt. I know they saying Chuba is motherfucking questionable, but don't ain't Ted still gonna be out there? Shit. Number 4 is still out there, and number 1 or number 9 is still out there. Listen, they gonna make some plays against that Patriots defense. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. But my upset is I'm gonna go with the Bears over the Raiders, man. Why are the Raiders favored? I mean, it's only 1.5 points. It's at home. But why are they favored against the Bears? When the Bears, they should have won week 1. They should have won that game against the Minnesota Vikings. Then week 2, they ran into a buzzsaw, a great team, the Detroit Lions, that had the former offensive coordinator as their head coach now. So they wanted to send a message to that Bears team. So it was just a little bit extra. You know what I'm saying? That's why they put a 50 burger up on their ass. And then they bounced back last week and spanked the Dallas Cowboys when everybody thought the Dallas Cowboys should have went in there and at least won the game. And if not, dominated the Chicago Bears. So I'm going with the Chicago Bears. I haven't been impressed by Geno Smith so far this year. They don't open holes for Ashton Jency, who's my starting fucking running back in fantasy. So hopefully I be real on that one and they start opening some holes for Ashton Jency or some shit. Maybe I have a chance this week in fantasy. You feel what I'm saying? But I doubt it. I doubt it. The Bears gonna clog that shit up. The Bears got a good defense this year. And I think that Caleb Williams will take advantage of a Raiders defense that was getting shredded by Marcus Mariota last week. It was getting shredded by Marcus Mariota last week. So I'm looking at it like Caleb Williams got to be sitting there like this. Oh, I get the Cowboys defense and the Raiders defense back-to-back weeks. I'm about to be bopping these next few weeks. You feel me? I'm about to be bopping. So yeah, give me the Bears over the Raiders in Vegas. I think Vegas be going off fandom because it can only be that the Raiders have a bigger fan base and think that Caleb Williams ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Because how? You know what I'm saying? The Raiders' one win was against the Patriots in week 1. And like we said, those week 1 matchups, the Patriots just wasn't sharp. I think they just didn't score in the red zone. You feel what I'm saying? So 20-9 in New England, I'm not impressed by the Raiders' one win, and I'm very, very disappointed in their losses. You feel what I'm saying? Well, no, 20-13, they won by 7. You know what I'm saying? They lost 20-9 to the Chargers the next week. You know what I'm saying? And then got smacked, got absolutely obliterated by the Commanders. I actually took the Raiders in that game because I think they gave them like 3 points. I'm like, oh damn, they giving the Raiders 3 points. They got Geno Smith, Marcus Mariota starting. And smack the shit out of them, bro. Raiders are not good. So I'm going with the Bears. I think they're a better team. I think they're a better coach team. I think they're a more explosive team. So I'm going with the Chicago Bears over the Las Vegas Raiders for my one upset and my one guarantee. Y'all know, belt to ass in Kansas City. But let's get over to the moneymaker. Money. 6-2 against the spread in prime time. That's Monday night football, Sunday night football, Thursday night football. I am killing shit basically I'm betting 100% outside of fucking Ravens primetime games. You feel what I'm saying? The Ravens been fucking me over in primetime lately. But we got the Dallas Cowboys hosting the Green Bay Packers on Sunday night football. The Packers favored by 6.5 points right now. That's the spread. And give me the Packers in the points. Like, why? What faith would you have in taking the Dallas Cowboys when they just got shredded by Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears? And the Packers coming off a loss in which the offense didn't do a damn thing against the Cleveland Browns and turned the ball over, gave the game away. So they highly motivated to come in there and shred a defense that's so shreddable. They've been getting shredded by everybody. Jalen Hurts shredded them up on the ground. Then the next week you had Russell Wilson shredding them up through the air. Then the next week you had Caleb Williams shredding them up through the air. You feel what I'm saying? Trayvon Diggs can't successfully execute a bump and run to save his life. You feel what I'm saying? So you go out there, you got a bunch of well-rounded wide receivers. You got Josh Jacobs that's gonna pound the fucking rock at the Cowboys. You got um Micah Parsons in a great defense that hasn't given up more than what 13 points this year. They haven't given up more than 13 points so far this year, as far as the Green Bay Packers go. Let me double check that. 13. Oh no, they gave up 18 to the Commanders. You feel what I'm saying? But they haven't given up more than 20 points this year. I mean, I don't expect the Cowboys to do too much. They got their center out, their guard out, and no CD Lamb. They gonna get the shit beat out of them. 13-30, pack over the Cowboys. That's my take. Let me know what y'all think. Sundays with Mizzy. I hope y'all enjoyed the episode. I hope y'all enjoying the game that's on right now in the NFL. Still, well, it's 14-6 right now. Steelers over the Vikings. Have a great Sunday. Enjoy the slate of games. Let me know what y'all think. What y'all upset? What y'all guarantee, man? Who y'all got in the big matchups? I want to know about y'all take up the Eagles and Bucks and the Ravens and Chiefs. Ravens flock, go out here, do y'all thing. Bang, bang, Niners gang. Prove me wrong again this week. You feel me? And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow to break down Sunday's news, Sunday's games, and give y'all my Monday night football prediction. Hopefully with a 7-2 primetime record against the spread. Now, you feel what I'm saying? Oh, hold on. I said, man, I ain't gonna give y'all extra league because I ain't really look it up right now. But I would definitely I would go with the over on the passing yards for Jordan Love. I don't know what it is right now, but I would go with over on the passing yards for Jordan Love. That's my episode. Mad Mizzy Sports, MizzyWorld Entertainment, Sunday with Mizzy. Yeah, man. Enjoy the Sunday slate of games, and I'll be back tomorrow. Squad.